So hi again, friends. It's been a long time since the last time I came by and I come by. And so yeah, it's been quite a long time, and I think I wanted to get advantage a little bit of my recipe boys this moment to make the next video. I've been back and forth with the idea because I think it's something I need to work on. Very scatterbrainedly in a way. I've been trying to do this, record this on the fly, and I mean for the people who might, uh, I don't know, be curious or interested in these videos, even though I take ages to get to the point. Well, thank you, but I will try to get back to where I left off. There was almost the end of the introduction of Susan Sontag's book that it is, yeah, truly really difficult to dig into, even for me trying to translate to from Spanish to English and try to convey what I want. It's been quite something, but let's just get started. So I think what I've been recording, or what I've been meant to get at, uh, from the beginning of the series is the role of photography in modern society. I think I touched a little bit upon the the idea of photography getting to that modern society and use photography as a mean of art. So in this video, I wanted to get to the point of what is then the role of the camera, the machine, where I think make all the magic happen. We could say so. And then I think this one is gonna be a little bit more easy to try to explain and expand on, since I think a little bit more used to think about this, reflect on the idea of the machine. So I think one way to start this rant, this ramble, it is to take the camera as this machine in which we try, as explained before, frame reality by this much, and I think it is for the photographer or people in charge of the camera to make the decision where they want to point out. Uh, just to frame something in this way, I think Susan Sontag's explaining one of the lines. It is to convey the idea of what is the thing of the frame or the scenery, uh, whatever name you want to call it. What is the importance of just pick that frame to give importance to what it is, whatever do you want to, yeah, to convey, to photograph. So in this way, I think she mentions that the image, that the photography, this way the still, even though it is not like a painting or a verse, like lyric that you read in a poem, something like it. Mm, and it is not that. I think the idea of that frame stills has the same interpretation, like very selective interpretation. Um, so when it comes to the role of photography as a mean of art, so we can say then we started from there to see where the power of photography could lead to in modern society. It is, well, and I've mentioned this before, it's been used for quite a lot of things. If we dare to state that modern photography started in the 60s or the 70s even. So what was the role in photography, previous that era, well, it was pretty much to document, to register, so even for marketing purposes. But I think it is not that photography back in the day, in those days, hadn't been used uh, as a mean of art, or so to speak. But it is, I think, it started to get to that point in which it was really appreciated as it is in modern society. One of the arts, even I dare to say, because I think it's quite wrong for me to state it in that way. But yeah, it is quite something to say, to digest in that respect. Uh, so previous to that era, as I was mentioning, uh, I think it was conveyed for to the photography this sense of truth, uh, even fascination or interest in what we were seeing, and pretty much taken as a reality, not edited or else. But then, so when we talk about art and truth in that regard, later on, and we get to think almost that it's just a reflection of reality. Um, what would you say then that is the role of the camera later on in those years? Well, Susan Sontag mentions that it's more likely for any other photographer to categorize photography in the means of taste or conscious in a way. So we start to talk about um, in the 30s of Walker Evans and Ben Shawn and Russell Lee, which in a way they make quite a lot of photographs um, about wildlife or urban life, or well, country life, so to speak. Then again, we have the aspect, the expression of of photography, of topics that were of interest of those photographers at that time. There was poverty, exploitation, geometry. If we talk about the mean of art in which we have the scenery in the country life. But then again, when we started um, to get to where these photographers, uh, yeah, in a way, started to make a standard of what photography was to that time, well, we have inevitably the leap, that leap, the photography was not meant purely to capture reality, um, and I think more deeply not to be uh, taken as interpretation purely merely of what we were seeing. So I think we started to live in a way that more purist time in photography, and we started to, I think, to touch on the idea of what it is that is not the educational purpose. I don't have any other word to express this. Probably it is not the right word, but we start uh, to make the register of photography as a message, and in that regard, even started to feel like an aggression. So, in that respect, I think just to think about having a photographer in those years and be part of the moment which it was photographed. Uh, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain that event. I mean, for the other people or surroundings. I think it has mostly to do with people being portrayed what the ethos was uh, compassed, because it is mildly, as Susan Sontag mentioned, yeah, relatively indiscriminated act, um, modest, but I think the effort started to pay off in the mean of art, but it started to capture the attention of photographers in those regards, in which I think uh, in which scenarios uh, something was exploited, so to speak. So in the next video, I think I will try to sum up this last part, because I think this is the most important one. When we started to think about how pictures are idealized in a way, so almost all photographies of of animals and fashion, so to speak. So, uh, and then a little bit more to touch on the idea of aggression, uh, yeah, wildlife and social photography. It is what we want to go into. But I'll try to keep it brief and try to not ramble later on again.